Yo, world's greatest. What's good? Buckle up, because we're about to time travel today, diving into the life of the strongest living being on Earth. And no, it's not Yujiro Hanma. I'm talking about Samson, the personification of the strength. So, stick around, because this story is going to be as intense as leg day. Let's rewind the clock to the beginning of an epic saga, the birth and destiny of the legendary Samson. According to the biblical narrative, his arrival on the scene was no ordinary affair. Born in the city of Zorah, in the tribe of Dan, Samson's birth was accompanied by a divine announcement. Samson was set apart from birth with a divine mission to begin the deliverance of Israel from the Philistine oppression. He wasn't just a regular baby. We're talking about a guy who probably had biceps in his baby pictures, and if you think a baby with Hulk strength is too much, wait until you see what he pulled off as he grew up. Stay tuned, folks. Get ready to have your mind blown, squad, because Samson wasn't just lifting weights. He was taking on nature's heavyweights from day one. Let's talk about his debut feat, wrestling a lion. Yes, a roaring wild, king of the jungle lion. Check this Asian lion, tipping the scales at around 200 kilograms of pure magnificence. This colossal feline can stretch nearly 3 meters long, with claws up to 7 centimeters long and teeth that can be longer than 10 centimeters, so massive they can crunch through 30 kilograms of meat in one go. Talk about a hearty appetite. And guess what? Despite all that size, this beast can sprint at a whopping 75 kilometers per hour. Folks, if a lion decides it's snack time, there's no running, there's no hiding. You can't outpunch it, you can't outrun it. Your average Joe doesn't stand a chance against a lion. But my buddy Samson wasn't your average Joe. Check this out. Not only did Samson face off with a lion that attacked him on his path, but get this, he tore that beast apart with his bare hands. No weapons, no backup, just pure strength. That's the kind of legendary madness we're talking about here. Samson was basically the original lion whisperer, and that's not something you see every day in the ancient jungle gym. Now imagine this wild scenario. The Philistines, arch rivals of Israel, Samson's people, surrounded an Israeli city and demanded Samson's life as ransom. Being the boss he was, he willingly surrendered. They tied him up with not one, but 2 ropes and paraded him straight to the enemy HQ. But when these guys thought they had him cornered, Samson ripped those ropes apart like they were nothing. Just imagine burning threads of linen. Then, armed with nothing but a donkey's jawbone, he went full-on superhero, taking on a whole Philistine army and, no joke, defeating 1,000 men. Yeah, you heard it right, 1,000. How? No one really knows, but that's the epic tale. Samson, the original one-man army. But my pals, even Samson had a kryptonite. His warrior's heart was a bit too susceptible to the charms of the opposite gender. And here comes the twist. The beautiful Delilah, who, well aware of the power she held over him, managed to tease out the secret of his strength. Samson tried the classic deny it 3 times his move, but let's be real. He couldn't resist her charm. He told her that cutting his hair would be a one-way ticket to Weeksville. Then, while he was catching some Z's, Delilah called in a buddy to do the haircut, then unleashed the Philistine past to ambush him. Samson had his eyes gouged out, was taken captive, and forced into slavery by the Philistines, a dark turn in the epic tale of our hero. But Samson's story didn't end there. The Philistines threw a party to celebrate capturing their enemy, offering sacrifices to their god Dagon. They brought in the now weak and blind Samson to mock him. However, a lot of time had passed and his hair had grown back. In one last effort, he prayed to his own god, asking for strength once more. The story goes that Samson pushed the 2 central pillars of the temple he was in, bringing them down and causing the entire structure to collapse on over 3,000 people. Samson met his end alongside his enemies, defeating more in death than he did in life. So here's to Samson, the OG of epic, the legend of legends. His story isn't just a trip through ancient history. It's a timeless journey of strength, courage, and pushing boundaries. Thanks for rocking with us through this story. You guys are the real legends. If you enjoyed the roller coaster of strength, smash that like button like Samson smashing a rock. Subscribe for more epic stories and ring that notification bell so you never miss a legendary episode. Stay epic, stay strong, and stay tuned for more world's greatest.